Good morning, class. It is good to see you again. And today we are going to be talking about Robert Frost. But first, I gave you some homework assignment to do for today. I asked you to look up the words of the 20 vocabulary words, the meanings of the 20 vocabulary words for your vocabulary worksheet for Unit 1. So we are going to open up a PowerPoint and we are going to review those vocabulary words. So here we go. Vocabulary Unit 1. So the first vocabulary word is admonish. Admonish means to warn or correct someone firmly. So here we see a father correcting his son, saying, "You should not have done this." So he is admonishing his son. The second vocabulary word is the word breach. And breach means breaking or failing to observe a law or agreement. It also can mean a gap in a wall or a barrier, especially by an invading army. So here we have a picture of two armies fighting each other at a castle, and the castle wall has been torn down. So this gap in the wall is a breach, and the invading army is trying to get through the breach, and the defending army is trying to protect that breach. Okay, now we come to the third vocabulary word. And this word is brigand. A brigand is a member of a band that robs people. So here we see three robbers robbing a gentleman, and these three robbers are known as brigands. So that's what a brigand is. The next vocabulary word is circumspect. Circumspect means very careful, and unwilling to take risks. So here we see a mother with her two children standing at a crosswalk, and they are waiting for traffic to go by before walking across the street. So this woman is being very circumspect. She's being very careful and is not willing to take any risks. The next vocabulary word is commandeer. Commandeer. Commandeer means to take by force, usually for some military use or some emergency. So here we see a police officer talking to a motorcyclist, and perhaps he is saying, "I need to use your motorcycle now. This is an emergency." So the police officer is commandeering the motorist's motorcycle. Okay, the next vocabulary word is cumbersome. Cumbersome means difficult to carry because of size and or weight. So here we see three movers, and they are moving a piano. And as you can see, this piano is very large, it's heavy, and so it is difficult to carry. So we can say that this piano is very cumbersome. Deadlock. A deadlock is a situation in which no progress can be made, usually because two people or groups of people oppose each other. And so here we see a very bad traffic jam. We see cars are stuck because they cannot get past each other. And so this traffic jam is an example of a deadlock. Debris. Debris are broken pieces of something that has been destroyed. So here we find a vehicle. It's used by construction workers, and this machine has destroyed a building. And all these broken pieces of wood and stone and dirt and bricks and everything are the debris of that building that was torn down. So that's what the word debris means. Diffuse. Diffuse means spreading over a large area or among a large number of people. Now, this photograph is a picture of a nebula out in space. And a nebula is made up of gas that has diffused over large areas of space. Some of these, in fact, some of these nebulas are light years long or light years wide, meaning it takes light many years to travel the distance of this nebula. So this is an example of diffuse. This gas, the gas in this nebula is very diffuse. The next vocabulary word is dilemma. And a dilemma is a situation in which a choice must be made between two usually undesirable choices. Okay, so one choice leads in this direction, the other choice leads in that direction. And if they're both really bad, then you say, oh, I have a dilemma on my hand. So that's what the word dilemma means. For example, this year, in this year's presidential election in America, many people in America don't like either presidential candidate. So they are in a dilemma. Who should they choose? That is a dilemma. Okay, the next vocabulary word is the word efface. To efface something means to eliminate or erase, to make disappear. So in this picture, a man is effacing a blackboard. He's effacing all of these letters. So that's what the word efface means. The next word is muddle. And muddle is actually a kind of a very British kind of word. It means to mix things up in a confused manner. So here in this picture, instead of a straight line going from start to end, we have the line starts and then it goes in all different directions in the middle, and then it reaches the end. Well, this mess in the middle is called the muddle. And sometimes British people will use muddle as a verb. For example, they will say, well, we will muddle our way through this, meaning it's going to be messy, but we will work our way through this messy situation. Okay, the next vocabulary word is opinionated. Opinionated means holding on to one's opinions in a stubborn and often unreasonable way. So here we see a man talking to a woman. The man is telling this woman his opinion. Okay, and maybe the woman thinks he's being very stubborn and being very unreasonable. So what's she doing? she's stuffing her ears. I don't want to hear you. So that suggests that this man's opinion is very opinionated. The next vocabulary word is perennial. Perennial means lasting a very long time or happening repeatedly all the time. Now, with plants, perennial means present in all seasons of the year. So here we have a picture of some perennial trees. Well, they're evergreens, so they are perennially green, meaning they are green in all seasons of the year, during summer, fall, winter, and spring. Perennial. Okay, the next vocabulary word is predispose. Predispose means to be inclined or to have a tendency toward doing something beforehand. So here we have a picture of some very obese people, some very overweight people. And, you know, sometimes obesity happens because people make bad choices. They make bad choices about the food they eat, and they make bad choices about not exercising enough. But it's also true that in some cases, some people are predisposed to becoming overweight. Maybe they have some kind of medical condition that makes it very easy or easier for them to become overweight. So that's what the word predispose means. If a person has a medical condition that causes them to become more easily overweight, then we can say that that person is predisposed towards obesity. Okay, the next vocabulary word is relinquish. Relinquish means to give up or to surrender something. Now, this dog is, if you look at this picture, what is this dog doing? Well, this dog is holding on to this piece of rope, and he just doesn't want to let go. So this dog refuses to relinquish this rope. He refuses to give it up. And that's what relinquish means, to give up something. Okay, the next vocabulary word is salvage. To salvage something means to rescue something that has been wrecked or to rescue its cargo. And more specifically, more commonly, it means to rescue a ship that has been wrecked at sea or to rescue its cargo. So here in this picture, we have a cruise liner that was wrecked somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea, and these people have come together to try to salvage this cruise ship. So they're trying to rescue this ship after it was wrecked in the Mediterranean Sea. So that's what the word salvage means. Okay, the next word, vocabulary word, is spasmodic. Spasmodic means jerky, involuntary, short, and uncoordinated movement. Okay, that would be spasmodic because it is jerky, it's involuntary, it's short, uncoordinated movement. Okay, the next vocabulary word is spurious. And spurious means not genuine. It means something that is false or counterfeit, not real. Okay? And so Here we have a customer who is at a wine store, and he's trying to buy a bottle of wine. But look at what he gave to the store clerk. He gave the store clerk a $3 bill. Hold on. He gave the store clerk a $3 bill. And so the store clerk says, and by the way, in America, there is no such thing as a $3 bill. So this store clerk is saying, this $3 bill looks spurious to me. In other words, he's saying, I don't think this is a real bill. This is not real money. This is fake money. Okay, the next vocabulary word is unbridled. Unbridled means uncontrolled or out of control. And so here we see this woman, she's at work, and what is she doing? She is screaming into the telephone. And so her behavior is completely unbridled because she is completely out of control. And so those are the vocabulary words that I asked you to look up for this week. Now, we're going to practice using these vocabulary words. So what I want you to do is I have taken 10 vocabulary words and I have mixed up the spelling of each vocabulary word. And you can see these mixed up words here. Bandrig, Codleak, Sidurb, Mimolid, Dolmad, Caffey, Lagsy, Soprius, Ishundam, and Underlived. Now, these are not real words. They are words with the letters mixed up. And what I want you to do is I want you to try to unscramble the words. And I want you to figure out what the correct spelling for each one of these 10 words. And you have 6 minutes to unscramble these words and to figure out the correct spelling of these 10 words. So let's see how well you do. So please pause this video for 10 minutes and then in 10 minutes come back and we will look at the correct spelling of these words. So please pause your video now. Okay, now let's see how well you did. So the first word was Brigand. So Bandrig was Brigand. Codleak was Deadlock. Sidurb was Debris. Mimolid was Dilemma. Dolmad was Muddle. Caffey was Efface. Lagsy was Salvage. Soprius was Spurious. Ishmandam was Admonish. And Underlived was Unbridled. So how many of these words were you able to guess? Now, if you had, I know that this is not easy to do. even native English speakers would find this challenging. So if you did not do very well in unscrambling the spellings of these words, don't worry. I just thought it would be something fun to do. And it also gives you a chance to practice spelling these words correctly. So these are the vocabulary words that we covered this week. And I want to encourage you to study these vocabulary words during the coming week, because next week I will give you a vocabulary quiz on this week's vocabulary words. So that is our section on vocabulary words. And now we are going to start talking about today's reading assignment.